Hey guys, welcome back to Power of the Programmer. This is section 6.2, and we're going to be covering organizational structure in this topic. So this is a quick lesson, but I found it very invaluable. Organization helps me find my files extremely quickly, and it's essential, especially as the numbers of your files increase. So the standard procedure that I found works for me the best is going into my main folder and just adding a development folder. So what I like to do is I like putting all my major files in that development folder, and then going ahead and organizing everything in separate folders. So this is Power of the Programmer. Let's just abbreviate this POTP, drag all these folders inside, and what is really good to have is something called Git, which if you're unfamiliar, Git is revision control. It's kind of like how in Google Docs, they basically keep every version of your file on hand in case you make any mistakes or delete something. So worst case scenario, you can always bring it back. So there are several free Git tools. There's GitHub, which is great. It's a free software development kit. And then there is also Gitbucket or Bitbucket, which is also based on Git. You can actually go ahead and actually create a local Git as well. So you don't really have to host your files online if you don't want to. So what you do is you go into POTP, go into your development folder, go into the file you want to archive, and what you do is you type git init. So you create an empty Git directory. So with this, you can add all your files in here. So you can, with Git status, you can see what the status is. The green means that it's added to your commit. The red means that it isn't, so let's just reset it. So you can see here the red means that it isn't added. So you can add everything, commit everything, say our date is September 2nd, 9/2/2019. So let's keep it here, and we have all of our stuff saved. So if we go into git log, we can see that our commit is logged, September 2nd, our date, our commit message, and our commit tag. So this is really great. Let's say, for example, you delete a file, you make some edits that you don't really want, like you change everything, and now none of your stuff works. So what Git lets you do is you can see that these files were deleted, but they're not gone. So what you can do is you can call something like git reset head hard. So now all your files are back, and you can see that all your files are there. So everything is saved and locked in. This is really the power of Git. It's really great to have, just because you never know what's going to happen. Sometimes we make careless mistakes. It happens to me. It happens to a lot of people I know that I really admire and respect, both on the business side and the development side. So this is a great tool to have. And the best thing is that there's a lot of remote solutions. So a lot of times you can just go ahead and create a new remote Git directory. So let's call this Power of the Programmer, and let's make it private. The private option is paid for. I have a pro developer account, so I'm able to make private accounts on private repositories on GitHub. If you don't have a pro account, then you can't, but if you're doing heavy development and have a lot of code projects, then it makes sense to get a private directory. So let's go ahead and create the directory, and now that we have a remote Git, we can actually add this directly into our GitHub over here. So now if we look at our remote, we have the origin, so we can push against the origin. And basically what this will do is that we will actually don't have this computer added on my remote. So git remote, remove origin, git remote set URL, add origin 2, and this is the URL we're going to be adding in. So what we did here is we set the remote URL to be our GitHub, and what we can do is now that we have this, we can, this is weird. Let's just reset this Git. So now that we have our origin, our remote directory set, this is basically like a backup of our code. So once we push it against our Git, then we can see that all of our code and all of our projects are online. So you can see over here, this is in my directory I just made. We can view it online, it's backed up, and let's say we make any changes. Let's say we want to remove this section 2, add it. We can see that it's logged on our GitHub. So now that we have this, it's basically like a Evernote copy of everything, and we can always revert to something in the past. So we can revert to what we had previously. And now we have all our files back. So this is something really great to have. It's really useful to keep just because you never know what's going to happen. Of course, I'm not advocating buying anything. If you don't have anything major, just keep it on your local computer. If you do have something major that you want to keep secret, get a pro developer account, and it is completely worth it. But for most cases, unless you're working on something super top secret, just get the free version and have a public directory. It's great to get feedback on your work, and great to share what you've been working on. So yeah, this covers file organization as well as Git, and in the next section we're going to be covering a couple of advanced libraries. We're going to be looking over Instaloader as well as Flask. Instaloader is for Instagram automation, and Flask is for web development. So whenever you're ready, let's move on to the next section.